Hello, everyone. I am super excited today to introduce you to one of our grads of our Career Coach Certification Program. Everyone give a big welcome to Tracee. Welcome, Tracee. I'm super excited to have you here today.
Thank you, Anna. I'm so glad to be here.
Yay, I'm super excited. You have worked so hard. So let's talk about this journey to become a coach. Tell me a little bit more about who you are, where you're from. You just told me it's cold where you are. So tell us where you're
Yes.
from and kind of describe yourself.
Sure. I'm from Northern Virginia. It's really about like a 30-degree type of cold over here right now. This winter, it's been super cold, but thankfully, definitely no snow. I do not like snow, but yeah, I'm a Virginia native, and my journey to the coaching space, I already was a coach. I help people write their books and publish them and get them uploaded to all the platforms. And I've written 23 almost 23 in the fall books of my own, fiction and nonfiction and inspirational and self-help. And so I have been seeing you everywhere all the time and took a few classes like Love Your Career Formula and Corporate Rescue. And so I finally decided to, like, I really wanted the formalization of coaching and what that's all about. And it was all journey to get to that point. And I've loved it ever since. I'm working on getting clients right now. I don't have any for the career stuff. I still have people who are like, "You're the writer, right? I want to talk about writing."
Everyone
So
wants to
it's
talk to you
been
about
a
writing.
yes, everybody wants to write a book, and I think everybody should write a book at least once in their lifetime. But for the career and stuff, I'm really excited and really just launching and getting all my ducks in a row to do all of that.
Yes, because you just graduated last month, like right
Yeah.
before the
Yes.
holidays, we got your graduation
Yeah.
in. So how does it feel like at the start of this journey to become a coach? Like, what are some of those biggest challenges that you were facing when it came to launching this coaching business?
I think that some of the biggest challenges were obviously cost and also just having confidence. People in their jobs are like a real beast. And I think that I was a little bit in my own head because I actually also work for a nonprofit full time. And I often have to help people with disabilities find jobs. And that is some of the hardest work. And it's not really that people aren't qualified because I too am a person with a disability and I'm often, really, really qualified for anything that I applied to. But it's really more of the barriers that people have in their head. The people who are in a position to hire, they are the ones that have the barriers to hiring people with disabilities. So when I could really step back and say, I'll be a coach for, both people with disabilities and able-bodied people, that I just feel like, especially now, the climate has really shifted and it's even harder. I mean, yes, there are a lot of remote jobs that open with the pandemic. And a lot of people in a position to hire have kind of relaxed some of their thoughts about remote work, but that still doesn't mean that they're always willing to give you a chance. And so when I really realized that my goal and my task with helping people was about helping them build confidence, I think that that's what shifted. I can help people be more confident. And when I focused on that, that really if they don't get the job, they don't find it, it's not because that they lack confidence. And there's so many supports and different organizations in addition to me, and really seeing myself as just one of the tools to help people that really helped me relax some of the angst that I had around being able to help people and I want to be effective, and so I think that that is just something, and we all have insecurities in our own things and the things that we do. And so when I kind of transitioned from that mentality, it really helped.
Yeah, it's almost like you stop worrying. Everyone was always worrying about what to post and what people
Mhm.
are gonna think. But I remember that
Yeah.
you kind of started that commitment right when you got that mission to be able to support others and help others. There was like a change you could tell
Mhm. Yeah,
for sure.
definitely.
Awesome. Well, I love the mission. I love that you are going to help so many people. Do you remember like how you came across Classy Career Girl back in the day?
Mhm. Probably like everything else, scrolling at night when I'm not sleeping. I'm supposed to be sleeping. Taking some of the first, like some of the free offerings that you have, the 90-day plans, the 90-day planner. I have like three of them. I keep ordering them all the time. Just some of the 90-day plans. I love quarterly planning. I never really looked at it at night like 90 days, but that's essentially what it is. A lot of stuff that don't get done in the first 3 quarters of the year, I just transition those to the next quarter, and it's a bit of a different shift to think about things in quarters. I usually think about things in my whole year and have a list of things that I want to get done. But I kept seeing that I didn't get things done. Some things, especially related to my own books and publishing, just like, oh, I'll just move that to the next quarter. And usually the first quarter of the year for me is never really full of things to do. I actually always think my new year starts in March. And so that's kind of how I look at my quarters because I don't like winter. I feel, not as great as I do in the spring and summer. So winter has always been a time for writing for me and a time to slow down. I'm still planning and doing things, but I really look at my quarters as starting at the end of the first quarter and really ramping up and really, really being busy in the summer and the spring. So, and
I
that's the
love that.
beauty of any 90-day planning. You should know yourself and you should know, when you best perform. And even the 12-week year is kind of like that too, a book that
Yep.
you've mentioned and that I see everywhere. So probably just scrolling one night and thinking, "Oh, I should do this." And how I get into a lot of trouble and get the receipts in the morning in my email, like, oh, you signed up for this at 12, 32 p.m. Well, you should have been sleeping, but it's still fun. I still love it. And I still actually buy things in the middle of the night when I should be sleeping.
I love that you have seasons to your planning too, like because once you do one plan, then it gets easier as you go. And so now like
Mhm.
annually you've built these seasons of like, okay, now January is slower writing time,
Yeah.
spring,
Hmm.
launching. I love that. That's such a good idea.
Yeah. And it's important for people to find their own rhythm. I call it sparkle time. When I do my own workshops, I actually say, you need to find your sparkle time. And mine has always been spring and summer and nights and weekends. I feel most
Hmm.
energetic. I used to say to people, like the Army slogan, my motto was like, I get more done from 6 to 10 p.m. than most people do all day. Like,
Yeah.
that's the Army. Like, we get more done than most people. But that's just a time when you shine, and you should try to embrace that because you'll actually be more productive knowing
Yeah.
that this is the time for you to work. So
Yeah.
I try to give that to my clients too about, when they're looking for things, jobs, and even taking interviews. You should do them when you feel your best.
Yeah. Yeah, I love, and you're adding the productivity specialization into your career coaching as well too.
Mhm.
So I remember telling you that, like you had calls when I listened to your calls. I'm like, they need productivity coaching. You should add that as your specialization. And look at you here, you're still teaching about it too. So it's so
Yeah,
natural.
definitely. It's inbred.
Yeah. So what did you think when you first joined certification, you first, started this process? What were some thoughts that were running through your head?
Some of the first thoughts were like, how am I going to get all this done? Working and doing my books and working with, I just take on a few clients a year just because I really want to give them the individual time with my writing clients. But just also what astounded me was just the sheer volume of resources, all of your templates and all of the things that we could really work with. We're not reinventing the wheel. We don't have to come up with all this stuff on our own. A lot of it is just so much plug and play. I mean, even if you don't quite finish in the time frame that wish that you had of, you really mapped out everything for us. And I think that is such a wonderful thing. Like, I pride myself on giving my clients resources, but when I look at your resources, I'm like, you're doing nothing, Tracee. Anna has it all down, and you need to like ramp it up. So just knowing that if I needed something, I could go to the vault or the library in our course website where everything is housed and just pull something and then take it and run with it and use it. And so that is just so helpful, and it just keeps us from being overwhelmed about the stuff. Like, we really just want to go and do the coaching. We
Yeah.
don't want to have to worry about onboarding all the steps some of the scripts that you have, everything. I was just really amazed by how many resources there were to help us and to also make sure that we don't fail. I mean, it's one thing to take a course, and I've taken plenty. I'm a course addict for sure. And just, what you get is just so important to help you feel confident and to help you move forward faster.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to start making money right away. But there are systems and things that you have
Mhm.
outlined and given us that have been really special.
And it's not going away when you graduate either, too. So if you miss
Yes, that's
something,
a
you can
great
always
thing.
go back to it.
Definitely, I have, and I will, because I'll need to until
Yeah.
it becomes really almost instant that I can recite and regurgitate some of this stuff. I'm still, pulling resources and using them and practicing.
Exactly. So what would you say, like when was the point where you like really committed, to launching this career coaching business, to following this plan? Do you remember like kind of first steps?
I don't remember first steps, and I really didn't have this on my radar last year. I always do my goals, and I try to set goals and have them firmed up by March, because spring, is my sparkle time. But I really did not have this on my radar. I knew I wanted to do something. I just wasn't sure what. And I am in a couple different courses, and those have not, finished. So this was something that seemed really doable. And then I like the accelerator part. There was an accelerator part where you don't have to take 6 or 9 months. You could really do it in 3 months. I think that's what really resonated with me. And then also, having a couple other students. There weren't a ton of other students. People cycle off, people, fall off, and don't finish, but I had, at least two more people that one of them who did one of my coaching practices with me. And that accountability, even if we weren't in a really defined and committed accountability relationship, just seeing them do their thing. And then, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do mine too. And responding. And then there were just so many classes, so many things for us to show up to, that you hosted that kept engagement. I think that when you sign up for something and if there's nothing that's going on, you really can fizzle out. You really
Yeah.
need every week. There was like, oh God, I gotta go to this thing. And I just remember like always getting the dates together, like, I don't want to miss it. Friday, 3 o'clock, like get there, do it. I set reminders. I use my smart devices to ring and go off. And I'm like, what is it now? I have to do this. Like, go see Anna. It's time for Anna. So just some of that I think really helped. That there was always something going on, something to go to, and something to learn. If it had to happen month one and then it didn't happen again until month six, that would have really hurt and
hmm
just not keep me tied and tethered to and engaged into what I needed to do and to get to the finish line.
Yeah, and you made it a priority too. That's what that means. You set the calendar and said, I'm
Yes.
gonna make this happen. And it shows too, in your results and your
Right.
progress and getting
Mhm.
through, you got through your 10 coaching hours as well too. How was that? How
Yes.
was the practice coaching for you? How did it feel?
I couldn't the practice was great. I what I couldn't believe is that when I put my note on Facebook, like within like 3 hours, all these people that I already knew wanted to like meet with me again. I was kind of like, you could meet with me anytime. You don't have to come to this special coaching thing. But it was really kind of really validating. Like people wanted to talk to me again. They wanted to work on their issues. And I feel like I really helped them and they had good reviews, but I just couldn't get past the fact that people wanted to like schedule time with me. I mean, I know it was free and that is, definitely an incentive, but just because something's free doesn't mean you have to meet with that person and that you want to. So I just thank them, so much that they, showed up for me and wanted to like meet with me again. And even my sister-in-law was like, well, you didn't tell me that you were having this thing. I would have come. I was like, you're my sister-in-law. You can come to anything, anytime. You don't have to like schedule. She's like, but I would have. And I was like, okay. So I just felt
Oh,
really like buoyed by, people's response and people that you don't even think, want to talk to you and would help you. I know they were helping me, and one of them was a coach, so she probably understood. But I still was just thinking, I almost felt like Sally Field, like you like me, you really like me, people will show up for you and help you. So that was kind of
definitely.
a weird thing that happened, and I was really surprised.
Yeah, people are watching. I mean, you're inspiring them by the work that you do as well. So when you open up that opportunity to help them, they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, what is she doing? I want to learn. I want that
Yeah,
opportunity. So hopefully that does give you the confidence too. What do you think would have
right.
happened if you didn't follow the plan, if you didn't join certification? Where do you think you'd be?
Just another year, just kind of, doing my own thing, hustling. I mean, I'm still gonna make things happen, but having the structure and just also seeing the sheer volume of things that you host. Like you have to keep hosting to keep getting people, to show up and come out. And so I think I do something, and 6 months later, don't do anything else. And I think, wow, I've actually started to host more workshops, myself. I haven't done a ton, but I am ramping up to do more, to do a webinar. And I actually did my first vision board workshop,
Nice.
and 60 people signed up for that. I mean, not all of them
Whoa.
came, but just the number of people that signed up, I was like, wow, people. I actually thought vision boarding was dead, but I still do vision boarding myself. I just don't tell many people I did it. And I was like, and when I see other people hosting vision board events, I hosted it on January 3rd, and it just had so much fun and showed people how to do it, and people were excited. And also, a lot of things on my vision boards over the years have come to fruition. And so, like, I will never stop doing them, but I didn't really know other people wanted to come out and
Mhm.
talk about them too. So I just hosted a little thing. I decided like almost really at the ninth hour in December that I would do it, and only promoted it for about 2 weeks. And, people came. And so, and I don't think I would have done that if I hadn't done the graduation and gotten through the career coaching and certification stuff.
How exciting. Yeah, you got to do another one about sparkle time. I want to do
Yeah.
one. I want to come to your sparkle event.
Yes, yes, yes. That should be my signature. I should make a logo with a little sparkle wand thing.
Definitely, definitely. So what would you say have there been other wins as far as since graduation or like kind of what are you working on now in your business?
Yeah, trying to become a funnel addict. John, your husband, has been helping me
Yes.
building my funnels. I can't believe how many funnels I have now. It's kind of like, let's go funnel crazy, but just understanding what it takes to kind of get people into your ecosystem and get them signed up. You have to, and I'm doing a lot of freebies. I've probably made about 4 or 5 freebies
Awesome.
since graduation. So just different audiences, different things. I'm going to have a pivot webinar. I pushed it back just because it was going to be January 10th. And then the vision board thing was January 3rd. I'm just like, okay, you need to slow down and just give myself more time to get people into the pivot workshop. But I already had people from the vision board workshop. I got them into a funnel for the pivot web webinar. And so I was just like, and I was surprised again about that, because I was like, you just had a free vision board thing and now you already want the pivot stuff. Like it just
Yeah.
seemed like I always feel like things that I do can be oversaturation. Like people can get tired of you, and it's just no, if they don't want it, then they just
Yeah.
ignore it. But the fact that people sign up, I'm just like, we were just together. Like, you want to
Yeah.
go again? Like, it's like a carousel. So people, yes, I want to get on the merry-go-round again. It was fun. So keep going.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
the
just have to remember
momentum.
that.
It's like you're building
Yeah.
momentum and then you help them with one thing and then they want the next thing. And so yeah, you're doing all
Yeah.
the right things. I love it. You're getting it all together, all in the right place. So where can people find out more about you online?
Yeah, people can go to my website. I have some freebies that are listed on there. They could click on that. I have a book planning document. It's like a 16-page ebook. TraceeGarner.com, my name, with 2 E's, of course, TraceeGarner.com. Depending on what age you are, I say James Garner. And if you're a certain age, like over 50, over 40, and then I say Jennifer Garner if you are like under like the alias time frames of things. And even now I got to find another young Garner person, but to relate to. So yeah, people can visit my website. I'm most active on Instagram. That's where I announce a lot of things. I'm doing a writer's retreat. I did one in October, and it was
Ooh,
so fun. And I'm going to do it again for the spring. And so just helping people reconnect to their writing and get their books done, like I am. Have gotten all my 22, almost 23 books out. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about everything and really just really fine tuning my offerings and what I want to help people with and what they need help with, of course, and helping them, do stuff.
that's so exciting. Yeah, so if you also want to see, you can also find Tracee on our career coach directory at classycareergirl.com/directory and learn more about career coach certification at classycareergirl.com/certification. And Tracee, close us today with some wisdom. Like what would you tell, that woman who's considering becoming a career coach? What would you tell her right now?
Yeah, I would just say you make the decision. You don't have to wait for Monday morning or January 1st. The classes are always going on. You can choose at any moment. And the other thing is that I've been studying regret a lot. And so when you get ready to plan something, think about what you wish you would have done when December 31st rolls around. You will be done with your coaching by then. If you enroll now, you could have your first couple of clients if you start now, and you could just be so much better off. So, let regret or even thinking about the future kind of push you into pivoting. It's never too late to pivot, and there's so many resources. It's so much fun, and you'll thank your future self will thank your old self for signing up and for taking the time out to really learn this thing and to do it.
Yes, perfect. Perfect way to end us today. Thank you so much, Tracee. A big congrats to you. Keep us posted.
Thank
Uh,
you.
okay, bye.
Bye.